Hi everyone, it's Lindy on here from Pink Whisper Designs. Today I wanted to show you how to make a fairly simple, easy Christmas card. So if you're running out of time to get your cards done, this might be the way to go. We're going to start by taking the Heartfelt Creations Festive Holly and Cardinals, and we're going to be using that piece there with the cardinal on it and that little branch down at the bottom and the matching dies. We're going to be stamping on Strathmore Bristol Smooth cardstock in the 100-pound weight. So I'm just placing a piece of that in my MISTI, and I'm going to be stamping with the Versafine Onyx black ink. I'm going to go ahead and ink up those two stamps, and I'm just pressing those out, and you can see how beautiful and detailed that stamp is. We're going to be coloring with the Zig Clean Color Real Brush pens in the May Green and the Deep Green. And I'm just going to be using these two colors to do all the coloring on the foliage here. So I'm going to start off with that lighter color, and I'm going to apply it just kind of randomly all over here. I'm not being real fussy at this point. And then I'm going to come in with that darker green, and I'm going to run it down the vein there and a little bit off to the sides. I want the centers of each of these leaves to be a little bit darker. Then I'm going back with the lighter green, and I'm just going to blend those two out. If you are a little nervous about coloring, these pens are so great. They're so easy to use. It blends very simply. They are a water-based pen. And you can also use water with them if you prefer. You can take a water brush to do your blending. But I typically like to blend with the darker shade and the lighter shade in the same tones. And you can see here that I'm just pulling that color down towards the tip of the leaf here and just blending those two together, and it's very simple to do. So I went ahead and did the rest of those. I'm just going to show you one more here. And what's nice also about these pens is the tip of them is so fine that you can get into all these little tiny areas. So you can see how easy that is to blend out. If you find that the ink is getting too dark, just take a scrap paper and remove some of that ink off the tip of the marker. So now that I have those colored in, I'm going to use the wine red and the pale pink. And again, I'm just going to use the two colors to blend together. And I'm applying the darker color first, and you can see that there's a leaf up above there that I forgot to color, but I did go back in and color it later, so you will see that it does get colored in. So there, I'm just blending that darker shade into the lighter one here, and I keep cleaning off the pen just to make sure that it doesn't get too dark. I want to keep that lighter area of these little berries here. So just kind of keep a scrap paper and keep cleaning that off. You can always go back and add more color. If you find that the whole thing gets too dark, you can always grab your water brush and remove a little bit of the color. Now I'm going to color in the cardinal, basically using the same technique. Just applying that red, same colors that I used on the berry. And I'm going to come in with that pink color, and I'm just going to start in kind of a circular motion. I'm going to start blending those together. Again, cleaning off the pen. Now for the tail, I'm just going to pull that color down so that the end of the tail is the lighter shade. And now here, I'm just going to bring some of that color down into the tummy area, and cleaning off the pen again just to make sure I don't get too much color. And you can see how easy that is. Then I'm going to take the bright yellow and just do the beak. And I'm going to take the dark oatmeal and just do that little bit of stem there that's showing. So you can see how quick and easy this is to color, really just using, you know, the two shades of green and the two shades of red, so it's fairly easy. Now I just wanted to point out the detail on these dies is amazing. It cuts all these little pieces. I'm going to attach the die with some purple tape, which is a repositionable tape. And you do want to make sure you spend a little bit of time lining up these dies because it is going to cut right up to the edge and it is very detailed. So you do want to make sure you spend a few minutes here just making sure you have it lined up properly. But you're going to be amazed at the detail that gets cut out of these. So I'm going to run that through my Spellbinders Platinum machine. And I also wanted to show you that I'm going to poke out all these little areas. It actually cut out all these little tiny areas, even in that swirl, that little dot in the swirl. So I wanted to just let you see all the detail that punches out here. So you can see how pretty that is. And the same thing for the other one. So now I'm going to set those aside. I'm going to grab some soft finish cardstock from Elizabeth Crafts and I'm going to cut it at 4 1/4 by 11. So we're going to make an A2 size card. I'm scoring it at 5 1/2 and I'm going to fold it in half. Now typically this would be a top folding card, but I am going to make it open to the side. So you'll see here in a second. I'm using my Teflon bone folder to fold out that crease. And we're going to have it open this way. So I'm going to grab an embossing folder from Sizzix, that one there on the right. This is the Sugar and Starry Night set. And this is an older embossing folder, although I think it is still available. And I'm going to place the paper right inside the embossing folder there, right up to that, just about up to that edge, maybe a 1/4 inch from the crease. And I'm going to run that through my machine using my embossing plate, which is the purple plate for the Spellbinders Platinum. Now you just check the instructions for the machine that you have. And you can see that the inside embosses just as beautiful as the, well actually it would deboss the inside and emboss the outside. So now I'm going to take these dotted rectangle dies from Sizzix, and this is from the Stephanie Barnard collection. And I'm going to run that through using the soft finish cardstock again. And I'm just placing it on an angle when I run it through my machine. It just runs through a lot easier if you place it on a little bit of an angle. And then, now that that's die cut, I'm going to grab from Penny Black the Joy and Happiness clear stamp set. And I just wanted to show you some of these beautiful sayings on this set. We're going to use that one and the one up top there. So now I'm going to place that rectangle in my MISTI, and I'm trying to determine the placement of the stamp. So I'm just going to lay that down temporarily here while I determine where that acrylic stamp is going to get placed. Now that looks good there. So I'm going to lift up the stamp, and I wanted to show you this set from Ranger. It's called the Letter It embossing kit, and it has all these beautiful embossing powders in it. We're going to use this embossing ink pad and then some gold embossing powder, which was not in the set but is in another Letter It set that is available. Those other ones are kind of like sparkly embossing powders. I did try it with the sparkling and I didn't like it as much as I like the solid gold for this particular project. So I'm just sprinkling on the embossing powder, and with a brush I'm just going to clean off any little pieces of it there that stuck to the paper. Now you may want to think about using your anti-static powder before you emboss. I didn't think of it, so I just use a brush to, just sweep away the excess. So now you can see that embossing, and this is still magical to me. I just still think it's amazing, and I've done it a million times. Now I'm going to grab from the Tim Holtz collection the Metallic Confections, which is a brand new metallic collection from Tim. This is part of the Ideology collection. And the gold in this set is a brighter gold than the original metallic collection, and it's really pretty. So I'm going to take that particular one there, and I'm going to position my paper down in the left-hand corner. I'm using my ATG 700 gun. This is a double stick permanent tape. And I'm just going to leave about 1/4 inch of border on the left and bottom there. And then I'm going to be trimming away the excess. So I'm going to grab my Tim Holtz Tonic paper trimmer, and I'm going to cut that down to size. So I just want to leave about 1/4 inch of that metallic border all the way around. So now I'm going back to that set, and I'm going to grab the other saying for the inside of the card. And I'm just going to center that on that inside panel. And I'm going to use my Versacolor Ultimate Pink Pigment ink pad in the Cardinal Red, which is a beautiful berry red color. It's absolutely gorgeous. My pad was a little bit dry, so I did have to stamp this a couple of times. Now, I want to center that panel on the front cover of my card. So again, I'm applying some double stick tape, and I'm going to apply a lot of it here. Because that panel is embossed, I just want to make sure that it has enough places to stick to. So I put enough tape on the back of that. And now I want to see where that cardinal is going to get positioned. So I'm grabbing my 3D tape mounting squares, and I will provide you that information down at the bottom. And I'm just placing those little squares all over the back of this. This makes it a lot easier. I don't have to sit and cut all those little pieces from foam mounting tape. So these little squares are nice. So that's going to get positioned right there on the front of the card. Now for the inside, I couldn't decide where to put this. These are the little details that always just make me crazy. So I was just putting it all around just to try to figure out where I wanted it. I kind of liked it in all the different places. But then in the end, I decided to put it off to the right of the saying, just so I had room to put the person's name at the top and sign the bottom. So now I'm grabbing the iCraft Ultimate Bond Glue. I just got this, and I do really like it. It comes out kind of on a milky white color, but it dries crystal clear, and it's very strong bond, and I put plenty of that on here, and I'm just going to position that in place. So now I'm going to grab my Wink of Stella shimmer pen in the clear, and I'm going to apply a little bit of glitter to all of those berries. And that's just going to make everything pop a little bit. So now you can see the finished card. Like I said, very simple and easy, but a very elegant result. It has a little bit of dimension there, so these would be easy to mail in a standard A2 size envelope. And you can see how pretty the inside is there. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. And don't forget to visit me at my website, pinkwhisperdesigns.com. Thanks so much, and have a great day. Bye-bye.